They told you 2020 was spontaneous. They told you the riots were organic. They told you the outrage was real. And now with autonomous zones popping up in Minneapolis, with protesters calling for the execution of federal agents, with activists admitting on national television that they're getting paid, the same playbook is being run yet again. But this time, there is one thing they did not count on, and this is what changes everything. You see, what's at stake here is nothing less than the rule of law in America. Right now in Minneapolis, police have been told not to enter certain areas. Residents can't drive to their own homes. Protesters are coached. They're coached where to stand before press conferences. One of them laughed at a reporter and said, "This reminds me of theater." Because that's exactly what it is. It's theater. It's staged outrage designed to delegitimize federal law enforcement and paralyze the government, paralyze Trump's authority. Philadelphia's sheriff is now threatening to arrest ICE agents. The DA is telling federal officers to leave. Scott Jennings called it rhetorical secession from the union. And he's right. When state officials declare war on federal authority, when mobs are paid to create chaos, when slogans replace facts, you are not watching a protest. You are watching an insurrection dressed up as grief. And if you're over 40 and planning to retire someday, the window to protect what you have built may be smaller than you realize. Many investors discover they have little to no exposure to precious metals. That means that their savings are tied to markets, policies, and paper assets with very little protection if conditions change. Noble Gold Investments helps investors reduce risk by adding physical gold to their portfolios. No pressure, no sales gimmicks, just clear answers. Visit nextnewsgold.com to find out more or call that number on the screen. Now, here is what makes this moment different from 2020. The mask has slipped. An agitator admitted on Laura Ingram's show that these protests are paid. That's right, paid. That single admission destroys the myth of organic uprising. Meanwhile, protesters in New York are calling for the hanging of Secretary Kristi Noem and the execution of ICE agents. Elon Musk called out the extreme violence being advocated. Matt Walsh called them the most deranged human beings to ever walk the earth. And even a McDonald's in Minneapolis is refusing entry to ICE agents with a security guard posted outside. Yes, no Big Macs for you. And then we have AOC, the darling of the left. We haven't seen much from her lately, but right on cue, she hits her mark.
Some of the Republican colleagues are basically saying that ICE is doing its job and that people are there to disrupt them and to stop them. What would you want to tell?
I would not say that assassinating a young mother of 3 in the street is part of ICE's mandate. ICE specifically has a mandate that has nothing to do with going after U.S. citizens. Watch the video for yourself. You don't have to worry about the politics with me or what I'm going to say or what anyone else is going to say. Watch that video for yourself, and you will see a woman trying to back up her vehicle and leave a volatile scene.
Some of the Republican colleagues are basically saying that ICE is doing its job and that people are there to disrupt them.
She was just backing up her car. No, she was blocking the street. The body cam footage shows he was hit by her. He was hit directly. But of course, as I said in my post today, the taunting, the smugness, the escalation that ended in tragedy. Now the left has another martyr, and facts won't matter, evidence won't matter, body cam footage won't matter. The death will be exploited to protect a corrupt system. Yeah, have you seen this yet? Here's the body cam footage.
Just so you know.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know.
know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking president. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Oh! Fucking bitch.
There it is. Look at the face. It's so sad. Moments later, she'll be no longer with us.
That's fine, dude.
There she is. That's it. Her last moments on Earth. When she thought this whole thing was a game. She thought this whole thing was just a big game. Well, it's not a game. Not a game at all.
I'm not mad, boy.
Show your face.
I'm not mad.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking president. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Oh! Fucking bitch.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad, boy.
Show your face.
I'm not mad.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning.
Not a joke. Minneapolis Border Patrol agents warned two white women in separate SUVs to stop trailing them and not to impede. Don't make a bad decision today.
Okay. All right. If I continually see you following us, interfering with us, honking your horn, blocking our cars, you have a very high probability of making a really bad decision and being arrested today. Okay.
I think I'm making exactly
I'm not.
the right decision.
Oh, then why are you giving her a warning?
I'm giving her a warning to not interfere with what we're doing, to not make a bad decision today and ruin your life.
Whoa, bad
Okay,
decisions.
thank you.
That's funny coming from you.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. Have a good day.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Okay. Thank you.
See that? She could have been another victim right there. With that same smug face. And that's the reality. 1,000 additional Border Patrol and Customs agents are headed to Minneapolis tonight.
Tonight we have, but first breaking tonight, it's been another day of protests in Minneapolis following Wednesday's shooting of a female driver by an immigration agent. Tonight we have newly released video from the agent who fired the fatal shots, showing what happened from his perspective. Also tonight, there continues to be a turf battle over investigations into that incident. And Fox News is told by multiple Homeland Security sources that roughly 1,000 additional Border Patrol and Customs agents are headed to Minneapolis tonight. Correspondent Garrett Tenney starts us off from Minneapolis with the latest. Good evening, Garrett.
Brett, good evening. This new video showing the officer's point of view leading up to the shooting will be a crucial piece of evidence in determining if he reasonably feared for his life and was justified in his actions.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad, boy.
New video obtained by Fox News shows the moments leading up to an ICE officer fatally shooting 37-year-old Renee Good in Minneapolis. Good's wife is shown confronting the officer and recording him as he walks around their SUV that was blocking federal agents' vehicles.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
When a separate federal agent walks up to Good and orders her to get out of the car,
Get out of the car. Oh!
Good's wife appears to tell her to drive. Good accelerates and appears to strike the officer, who then fires multiple shots. Vice President J.D. Vance reacted to the video, saying it shows the agent's life was endangered and that he fired in self-defense. Shortly before that video came out, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey doubled down on his belief the shooting was a reckless abuse of power and that any arguments this agent feared for his life are, in his words, BS.
The ICE agent walked away with a hip injury that he might as well have gotten from closing a refrigerator door with his hips. He was not injured.
We still know that there's evidence out there, and we want to make sure it gets gathered and collected.
Today, Minnesota's Attorney General and Hennepin County's attorney announced they're moving ahead with their own investigations into the shooting, despite the FBI denying them access to key parts of evidence in the case, because the feds say they have jurisdiction.
I can't speak to why the Trump administration is doing what it's doing or says what it says. I can say that the ICE officer does not have complete immunity here.
State investigators are now crowdsourcing evidence for their own investigation with a new website for the public to submit any pictures or videos of the shooting. Brett?
Garrett Tanny live in Minneapolis. Garrett. But first, breaking tonight, it's been another day.
Breaking tonight. You see, they're surging now. And the protesters are surging too. This is only going to get crazier. The left they finally have their martyr. They finally have their George Floyd. Let's keep going here. Oh, look who showed up. Governor Tim Walz. I invite all Americans to join Minnesota in a day of unity tomorrow. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what that call will result in. A day of unity. That's code for all the Soros-funded organizations to hit the streets. For all the Antifa rioters to arm up. Oh, it's just a call to unity. But we do read between the lines. Tampon Timmy.
For all of us. Hi, everyone. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz here. You witnessed in Minnesota yesterday a tragedy, the death of Renee Good on the streets at the hands of a federal agent. You also witnessed last night a beautiful visual, a peaceful visual, people expressing their constitutional and First Amendment rights in a peaceful manner. And for that, I say thank you. I've been very clear. We need a couple things here. We need Minnesota to carry out this investigation to make sure that the professionals at the BCA and the local law enforcement who's in charge of law enforcement make sure we do the investigation, and then to pull back this unnecessary surge. And so with that, I would ask for all of us to continue to do this peacefully, continue to raise our voices, but do so in a manner that brings about that sense of community. In Minnesota, I'm declaring tomorrow at 10 a.m. on January 9th, I'd ask everyone to pause for a moment of silence to remember Renee Good, also to remember all that's good and right about this nation. And I'm going to ask folks, if they can, I'd ask employers to give their people some space. I'd ask each and every one to find a way to contribute in your community. It might be shoveling your neighbor's walk. It might be being at a food bank. It might be pausing to talk to someone you haven't talked to before, but to show the goodness, to rise
show the goodness.
up.
Maybe, take someone to a daycare. Yeah, see how he's capitalizing on this? See, he's got a perfect opportunity here. Jump out in front of the cameras, claim victimhood, and call for humanity while the largest fraud investigation is going on in the background. The Chicago Police Department Superintendent Larry Snelling, farm girl Carly writes, if only Minnesota had handled it like this.
Box them in. Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that.
Yeah, but that's not part of the Antifa pamphlets that they hand out. Brandon, holy guy that's telling people to, this guy's telling people to blow. What? This guy is doing what? On TikTok? I don't even know if I can play this.
Who is there? Start blowing their fucking heads off. Start blowing their fucking heads off. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh my God, they just went and blew up bitches on a boat in Venezuela, kidnapped a man who is their leader. I don't give a fuck what he did. If they came and kidnapped that fat fucking pig mixed with a cow, it would have been World War never ends.
Okay, so looks like the Secret Service may need to have a little visit with this guy. I can't see what it says on screen, lib or normal, but I'm not sure if this is the person who ripped it. Yeah, this is the person who ripped it. Come on, this guy. Seriously, dude? I mean, he did tag the FBI in the post, but what good does that do? We can't see who this person is? Oh, TikTok name in the comments. Okay, let's find out. Okay, here we have it. The Journey of Tige. There you go. Journey of Tige. So, Secret Service might want to pay a visit to that guy. What's happening in Minneapolis, though, at the McDonald's?
Is not allowed. In this McDonald's in Minneapolis, there's a sign on the door that says ice is not allowed. I couldn't help but notice there's a sign that says no ice on the door.
Yeah, just to let you know, at the end of the day, this is private property. So you can't just break the law because you're a federal agent. It's like coming into your house or coming to any other restaurant. There's rules. So.
Did the manager put that on the door? How did that get there?
I'm not sure, but it's there.
How do you guys enforce it?
They read the signs. You know, at the end of the day, you have all right to come in and make a purchase. It's just there's rules and regulations. You can't just walk behind the counter.
In this McDonald's in Minneapolis, there's a sign on the door that's
no ice access, no Big Macs for you. No soup for you. Soup Nazis in Minneapolis. Who's behind the anti-ice protests we're seeing explode across the U.S.? For years. Asari Namani says, I've been working independently, but today I had the honor of working with remarkable Fox News Digital, where I joined as a senior editor of investigations to bring you to the front lines.
Workers must come out! Workers must come out! No hate, no fear! Immigrants are welcome here! One struggle, one fight! One struggle, one fight! All unite for immigrant rights! Down with deportation! Up with liberation! Up with liberation! Down with deportation! Down with deportation!
Mic drop. They keep saying, but Renee Good had kids. Charlie Kirk did too, right? We all saw how they reacted to Charlie. Don't come to me now like you suddenly found a heart.
Laughing emojis. They keep saying, but Renee had kids. Yeah, Charlie Kirk did too. And I watched people laugh, crack jokes, and hit them little laughing emojis like it was nothing. No prayers, no think of the family, none of that. So don't come to me now acting like you suddenly found a heart. Here's a truth that no one wants to say out loud, but I will. Having kids does not make you immune from consequences. It doesn't turn bad decisions into tragic misunderstandings. And it doesn't make you a get-out-of-jail-free card. If you're a parent, your number one job is to make it home. And sometimes the hardest part of being grown is admitting, hey, you shouldn't have been somewhere you weren't supposed to be. I'm not celebrating anybody's pain. I ain't dancing on it. I'm just not doing the fake sympathy when I know for a fact you wouldn't give the same grace to people you hate. Someone like me. So miss me with the lectures, and if you want compassion, keep it consistent. If you want accountability, I'm right here.
He ain't messing around. Let's keep going. We got to find out what happened here. Let's go to, this is the theater we were talking about. ICE protesters are coached on where to stand before press conferences. I apologize, the video is a little jumpy. I think we got a cable loose or something. We'll work on that. You're watching a staged production here.
Actually, you would only come to the right here. So
We'll make sure we get you in the shot, get the protesters there, hold up your signs. This is CNN, right? Complete theatrical production. See, this is what happens when the cameras, they think the cameras aren't running. We're showing it to you. Let's find that one protester who said that they're all getting paid. But here's the new autonomous zones in Minneapolis. Police can't go there. This is where we're at right now. This is the beginning of the new summer of love, and it's still winter. I guess we should call it the winter of hate, perhaps. National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, 12 hours ago. I stand with ICE. Minneapolis ICE protest agitator admits to Laura Ingraham they are in fact paid. These events are not organic.
Shame! Do you have a job? Do you have a job? Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! 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 Do you have a job?
Do you have a job? I'm getting paid right now, in fact. And you see Laura, she's like, yeah, do you get that? Do you get that? This is CNN also. Mother of three who loved to sing and write poetry, shot and killed by ICE in Minneapolis. How's that for a headline? Conveniently leaving out the fact that she was trailing ICE agents all day. She was known to them, bothering them all day. Just like that other woman we saw who was warned. This one here. Remember? This is the state we are in right now. All this is coordinated. Liberal after liberal have exactly the same violent message. Pick up guns and start killing ICE officers. We're only presenting this for the context so you understand the narratives that are being presented right now online and the sentiment that's spreading across this country, which is, in fact, very, very toxic and dangerous and could only lead to more people feeling emboldened to act in a manner like the woman who died.
After this Minnesota thing, I'm really questioning when the left's gonna start playing Papa Cop.
Are you gonna wait to do something about it until it's someone that you love?
I say it's time for everybody to start getting guns and start coming out of their houses and start shooting these fucking ICE agents in the head.
We have pictures of you. We will get justice for a fallen comrade.
Hey, if you're an ICE agent, this might be a good time to kiss your spouse and kids goodbye because you know what? You might not be coming home tomorrow. Gladly. And your family will be better off for it.
You thank them, fucking pathetic worm. I hope you understand that when us socialists get the Oval, we're not gonna go get justice. We're gonna go get revenge.
They're trying out a new slogan. Donald J. Trump is gonna kill you.
After this Minnesota thing, I'm really questioning when the left's gonna start playing Papa Cop.
Are you gonna wait to do something about it until it's someone that you love?
What do you think about that?
It's time for everybody to start getting guns.
You're not going to see that on CNN, will you? No. Not in one bit. Let's keep going here. Extreme violence advocated by the radical left. Elon Musk. Protesters in New York City call for the hanging of Secretary Kristi Noem and the execution of ICE agents in footage shared by Scootercaster New York on freedomnews.tv.
But some of us are pissed off, aren't we? I dedicate that one to Renee Good. When I say Renee Nicole Good, you say presente. Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. Just for the hell of it, one more chant, because the name of Dr. Martin Luther King has been disrespected enough by these white people. Fuck Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Fuck Charlie Kirk!
Okay, I've had enough. I've heard enough. Oh, my goodness. Here's the Philly DA, Larry Krasner, warning ICE agents in the wake of Minneapolis, if any law enforcement agent is going to come to Philly, you can get the F out of here. They're dropping F-bombs to the politicians now.
Because if any law enforcement agent, any ICE agent, is going to come to Philly to commit crimes, then you can get the F out of here. Because if you do that here, I will charge you with those crimes. You will be arrested. You will stand trial.
Holy cow, man.
You will be convicted, whether it's in state or federal court. It's my office prosecuting it. That's how the law works. And you will do your time, because Donald Trump cannot pardon you for a state court conviction. Do you hear me, ICE agents? Do you hear me, National Guard? Do you hear me, military? You're going to jail if you commit crimes in the city of Philadelphia. You will be accountable. The law applies to all of you. And I know that there are honest, decent, moral law enforcement officers out there by the bushel, including in ICE. This is not for you. This is for any one of your colleagues who thinks they are above the law. If any,
that's not the case. They don't think they're above the law. They're carrying out the law. That's the distinction here. And there are agitators in their way of doing so. Arrest the obstructionists, not the ICE agents. The world has never seen people as deranged as the modern leftists, truly the most demented human beings ever to walk the earth, he says. Quote tweeting breaking number one, leftist woman says she feels wrong for paying her respects to Renee Good because she's a white woman who's privileged.
something that's helpful. So, I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dazed-eyed because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
And why do you think, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, like, where that stems from. Like, I mean, part of it is being like a white woman that I'm privileged and I have a lot of privilege. So I feel like white tears are not always something that's helpful or necessary when black and brown people have been experiencing this for a long time. This isn't new for them, and so I don't know if that makes any sense in that way.
How did you decide that you should be here, or are you still figuring that out?
Well, I work like 2 miles from here, so driving by, it's like I'm here. I'm 2 miles, I can stop. So I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dazed-eyed because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing.
Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal calls ICE agents fake law enforcement. Well, she looks like a fake sheriff to me.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff of the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good.
Oh my goodness, it's like a cult. It's a freaking cult. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. But this ain't Fight Club, baby.
It should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made-up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None.
Oh, they don't? What about like SWAT teams or anything like that? No? Not when they're threatening to kill them on every social media platform? No? It's not permitted? Not when they're going to their homes and harassing their families? Stalking them? No, it's not permitted? Okay. And if, what if those were your agents? What if those were your officers? What if those mobs were turned upon them? Would you be saying the same thing? Or would you be too busy grazing at Dunkin' Donuts?
None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Kraftner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them.
Okay, whatever. Enough of you. This is the moment of truth right here.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now!
I'm getting paid right now. You see, this is not mourning. This is mobilization. The same forces that burned American cities in 2020 are gearing up to do it again. The chants are the same. The tactics are the same. The funding is the same. The only difference is this time Americans remember. They remember the boarded up storefronts. They remember the abandoned police precincts. They remember being told the fires were mostly peaceful. They're not going to fall for it again. I'm going to tell you why this matters as you're watching. You see, in 2020, the phrase "say his name" became a weapon. It shut down debate. It froze facts. It turned cities into war zones while politicians stood by and let it happen. Now they are running the same operation with "say her name." Autonomous zones, paid protesters, threats against federal agents, calls for execution. This is not justice. This is a coordinated attack on law enforcement designed to paralyze the federal government and President Trump's authority and create chaos heading into the next election cycle. The question you need to ask yourself is simple. Are you going to let them do it again? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want to stand with us against the mob, check out the Next News merch shop linked in the description. Gear up, stand up, because this fight is just getting started.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.